So, this isn't obviously an aviation video. I have rented a Tesla Model 3. This is the base model, not a sport. And I need to drive to Quebec. So, figured give this a try. Haven't seen any of the paint issues, though this thing looks like it might have been wrapped rather than painted. The trunk is surprisingly big. So like that's a big carry-on and then a medium-sized. Charging port is here. Doors, you push here and open. White interior, it's relatively comfortable. The seats aren't bad. I've heard the seats weren't great, but they're fine. There is the frunk, which needed the phone to open it. Could fit, you know, a small bag in here or some groceries or something. There's a charging adapter for public chargers. Give it a firm push, gentle. This one's got all tinted windows. You get inside, and this is the part I don't like about Teslas, is this. Now, this is set to my profile, so if I put my seatbelt on, it should all move. Oh, driver profile settings. The entry. Go to pedals and steering mode. They said put it in sport, it's more fun. I have it on a hold, so that's for one pedal driving. Display, it's all set up. Controls, lights are in auto. Those are in auto. So to adjust the mirrors, you have to come in here and then use the buttons on your steering wheel to adjust. I'll go over to the right side and I will adjust this. And then same with the steering wheel. In, out, up, down, into a comfortable position. And then once it's saved to my profile, it will stay that way. The big thing is navigation. So if I come out to here, navigate, let's say Oakville, it'll give me that and it'll show me how much I have left on the charge. Now if I wanted to go instead to Ottawa, it'll give me where to stop for superchargers along the way and how much charge I'll have left. So I'm gonna head out. Oh, those are 2 wireless chargers, cup holders. I like the white interior. It makes it feel bigger. We'll see how it drives. So, initial driving thoughts, it's good. Ride's nice. Seats are comfortable, bolstered well. A little bit narrow for me, but not bad. Steering is nice and stiff in the sports mode. Still kind of numb, but what car isn't these days? Well, light just turned off. Navigation's really easy. Of course, there's no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay because it's its own thing. Stopping in Toronto for some lunch. Haven't charged yet, so we'll get to that later. I've been on the one pedal driving mode this whole time. It got used to it really quick. It's not bad at all. Only thing is, like, that pillar is kind of big. A little bit of a blind spot, but not terrible. Nice 2-panel moonroof. Yeah, so far it's good. The screen in the middle doesn't annoy me as much as I thought it would. The controls for cruise controller stuff are very intuitive, even though nothing's really labeled. Yeah, we'll see how it keeps going. And of course, look what I just found, electric vehicle charging. So I'm gonna park there. So plugged in charging. I had to use the little adapter to get it to fit. I had to download an app. It says for the first 2 hours it's free, and then it's expensive after that. Charging, it's currently charging. Recommend you charge limit at 100% and charge fully once per week. And if I go here, it'd be 18 hours remaining till full. This is not a high-speed charger, it's a low-speed charger. And but since I'm going to be waiting here for lunch anyway, we'll do this and we'll see. Okay, so we're in Kingston, Ontario at the Supercharger. I showed up here with 10%, and it's only been a couple of minutes, and all you do at the Supercharger is just straight up plug it in. It's all billed through here, and there's 30 minutes to full charge. Update. Like I said, I'm in Kingston at the Supercharger. I walked just across the street basically to Wendy's for some food and plugged the Tesla in before I left. At the Tesla Superchargers, like I said, you don't have to do anything, you just plug it in and away it goes. I can see the updates to the charger from the app on my phone, so I know that I'm already at about 87% from the 10% I was at when I got here. Says it'd take about another 9 minutes to get to 100%, and it's probably going to take me 5 to walk back to the car. And all I did was come across the street, eat, go to the bathroom. I didn't even finish my drink. I'm still taking that with me. So I didn't lose any time. Oh, you gotta wait so long for charging. No, you don't. This will now take me to partway between Montreal and Quebec City. Excuse me. And then I'll have to charge up again for another 15-20 minutes to get me all the way to Quebec City. So, do I have to stop more than I would in my Altima? Yes. But my Altima would be $100 a tank at fuel prices right now. And when I get back to the car, I'll let you guys know how much this charge cost. So these are the Superchargers, and they weren't full when I got here. And unfortunately, if they're full, it means there's probably sharing power and charging slower. there were other Teslas waiting, so I just moved out of the way. I only charged it to 91%. It was going to take another 10 minutes. Total cost for the charge was $22.87. Yeah, not much else to say. Other than that, the one it had me planned to, I was going to get there at like 5% left because I didn't charge all the way, so I'm going to plan an extra stop, but it should only be for like 10 minutes to keep going kind of thing. And I'll update you guys then. So I'm at 7%, now 9%. I'm just in Montreal. I've gone 284 kilometers since and used 46 kilowatt hours. That was like from 90% down to 7%. 40 minutes remaining to charge me up to 100%. If I go to navigation, or I suppose if I go to the actual thing and pick the address, right now, see, remove charging stops. See what it says. I would think I'd be able to make it there. Navigate. Just look for charging stuff. There's a bunch around Quebec City. Where'd that be? Six stalls available. It's 250 watts, so I could charge just before. Prices change at midnight. But yeah, it's pretty simple. If I go to and charging, so right now it's cost me $3.44 to go 10%, and we'll see how much the full charge costs here. It was $22 to go up to 90% last time. So that was $26.26. It don't think it says how long it took. Yeah, this is just kind of all the info you get. If you look here, showing me how much I could now leave if I wanted to, and I would arrive at the next Supercharger in Port Hope with 28% left, and then charge for another 25 minutes to make it to Hamilton. I'll wait a little bit more just because it's kind of rush hour right now, and so I'll charge anyway. But like, this is at the point where the charging slows, like it's only at 57 kilowatts instead of 150, and 15 minutes to get the last 15%, you know. So I'm in Port Hope, Ontario. I need to charge roughly 20 minutes to continue my trip to Hamilton, and then it says I should get to Hamilton by about 10 p.m. All you do, one, when you get to a Tesla charger, do not park directly next to another Tesla if you can, because they're in pairs. So like these two share, or sorry, 1B and 1A share, 2A and 2B share. So if I was at 2A and he was at 2B, we'd only get half the charge. This is your connector. It's a small one, and when you come up to the car, this just opens because it can sense the connector. Plug in, goes blue, speaks to it, and then this should go green when it starts charging. There, now it's charging. I come back inside here. It's charging. You see the speed start to ramp up as the battery comes up to temperature. Should be a 150 kilowatt charger. So let's see what it gets up to. We're not super empty. We're still about 40%, so we won't get max charging, but we're getting about 120 kilowatts of it, which if it stayed at this would add 800 kilometers in an hour. But we only have about 300 kilometers of range, 320 or something. I'm getting about 280 to 290 between charges, but like you're going from not 100% and I'm not letting it get down below 10%. So if you went for the whole thing, yeah, that'd probably be the 320, 330. I don't know why it says guest. It should say me. And if price went up yesterday, so it's now 59 cents a kilowatt hour. But again, this shouldn't cost me more than a couple of, $25. If you go to this, 10 minutes remaining till you can continue your trip. And if I was to leave now, I'd not make it there. I'd be at negative 13%. And so this will change. And so I can just sit here for 10 more minutes and then I'd end up there with 10% or something. Or I could charge it all the way and get there with 35% probably, give or take. This is in a truck stop. There's Tim Hortons. You can just sit here and do everything, but I'm gonna go to Timmy's so I can get a coffee and use the bathroom. And then by the time I grab a coffee and use the bathroom, this will be done. Now, I already know the answer because my watch already buzzed to tell me that I can continue my journey because I've charged enough. But put down the coffee.
Now turn left onto Talking Road.
You have enough energy to continue your trip. We're at 80%, and I will show up with 27% battery left if I was to leave right this minute. And it would take another 20 minutes to charge all the way. So I will leave as soon as I kind of get my coffee into my cup holder and get all situated, but we'll leave it charging for another couple of minutes, just to 15 minutes, just to charge up a little more, because there's no need to leave right away. Okay, it's time to give the Tesla back. So final thoughts. I spent probably about $125 in charging for roughly an 1,800 kilometer round trip. Favorite features, the dual wireless chargers. This is nice and deep. Good cup holders, more storage. The steering wheel is actually like a good feel. The drive is good. I thought the speedometer being over here would bother me. It doesn't. Like, it pops up right here and you can see it out of the corner of your eye at all times. Yeah, like if I'm staring straight ahead, you just look over there. It's just right there. You're not even looking sideways. And then if I was to set the cruise control, it pops up over here. This screen, frankly, is amazing. There's no lag to it. It's matte, it's anti-glare. The navigation works great. This I could do with or without. I don't really care about the big sunroof. I didn't even notice it half the time. This to me could be bigger, but it does show me the whole back window. Same with the side mirrors. Could be a little bit better, but they're not bad. Issues I came up with, there was a glitch the first night where the automatic windshield wipers just came on for no reason. It wasn't raining. And said it's a known issue. And, oh, just turn the automatic windshield wipers off. Sure, that works around town, but if you have the cruise control on, autopilot, you can't turn the auto off. So I had to drive the last hour and a half with no cruise control, which was just annoying. The autopilot is good, but sometimes sees ghosts. It randomly just started slowing down on me on the highway at one point, and I had to override it. That only happened like once, but it recognizes you when you get in, but a lot of times it seems to go directly to the guest one and not me, even though my keys or phone is what turned it on. So I have to keep selecting myself, but you know, if this was my car, that might not be an issue. Charging was fine. No issues with the charging whatsoever. It even had an adapter. I used a non-Tesla charger once. That was, again, no issue. Let's see. Seats are comfortable. I thought they were a little narrow at first, but it didn't bother me on the long trip. The fake vegan leather is good. Like, it's durable, it's comfy. Headrest would be nice if it moved. It might move, I don't know. If it is, it's in a screen somewhere, and I'm not going to go digging for it. Good visibility out of it. This is only the rear-wheel drive model with the smaller battery, so I was getting just under 300 kilometers between charges, but you know, I was going from like 90-95% down to about 10-15%, so it probably gets the 330 that it says. And also, these guys don't have the original rims. This thing's been wrapped, I believe, and different tires, so it won't get the original specs. You need to have the aero tires and the special, all that stuff. And see, the back seat's a good size for a sedan. Like, this thing's about the size of a Civic, Elantra, maybe an Altima, but it's kind of that mid-size to compact size. I'd be interested to try a Model Y, which is their SUV, or, you know, S or the X, which are triple the price of this thing. So yeah, I actually like it. The ease of charging would push me more towards a Tesla these days than the other ones. And but as of 2025, Ford, GM, Honda, Kia, Volkswagen, Volvo, all switching to the Tesla network. So if you just really didn't like the look of a Tesla, or something about it you didn't like me personally, I don't like the outside of Tesla. I'd no longer hate the inside, but I think I'd still rather have like an EV6 or maybe one of the Volvos. Wait 2 years and then you could get one. The renting of this was super easy. I'm just waiting for the guy to come pick it up. We agreed to meet here at the airport because this is where I'm staying anyway. And see anything else. The button opens the door, not this. This is an emergency. This opens the door. So, yeah, I'll give you one last look around the outside since I got to do a circle check of it anyway. But they're not the base model Tesla rims, so that might have done something for the range. It would make it less than the base model trims. These are like your cameras. Camera here, camera there. Those just folded because I walked away. Cameras there. All over the place. That's how your autopilot works. It's something that even a Corolla doesn't have these days. I can open the trunk just by touching here. It's a good, like, the opening of the trunk looks small, but it's a full-size trunk in there. Like, I got both suitcases in there, no problem with, a full-size suitcase only coming to here. So tons of room. There's a charging port right here. Yeah. Back seat. Tons of room. Headroom. If you were over 6 foot, you might be cramped back here, but one thing I haven't talked about, sound system. Now, I didn't do much music in this, but I was listening to podcasts. The sound system's actually really good in this for a entry-level car sound system, I won't lie. It just had a refresh in Europe. For some reason, it's not coming out in North America, where there's now a screen back here, like a 6-inch screen, I think, which will be for entertainment, but also for controlling these vents and your own climate control. Back seats are heated, front seats are heated, steering wheel's heated, USB-C for charging back here, more speakers, hooks for clothes, and like the double tinted moonroof. Overall, I like it. Price just went down. With the price having just gone down, I think it probably, compared to the other ones on the market, is definitely worth its price now. I think it was, compared to other ones, maybe you could have found something cheaper that was just as good, but I think this is kind of winning me over, honestly. I wish this went down a little bit further, just for my own comfort. But yeah, that's kind of the end of my journey with the Tesla Model 3. I liked it. I did.